Hey everyone, and happy weekend. It is 3:30 afternoon here in Perth. So I worked today. I was gonna do the end of week update earlier, but I just sort of had to stay back at work a little bit. So I'm gonna get straight into it. Actually, we're gonna go to my MyFX book here, and if you want to find me, it's BB Live account. So these are the details. All right. It says Oanda, then FX Trade, then FX Trade Practice. I don't know why it says FX Trade Practice. This is definitely a live account. Okay, so we've got this week. So this week was actually pretty active. So I made two trades. I went long the USD which I've gone over. That was a 1 loss, so that was 1% of risk. And then the AUDCAD. The AUDCAD was moving pretty well in my favor, and we were sitting at over 1% unrealized. At one point, it was about 1.25% unrealized. So I moved the stop loss to break even, as you can see here. And I got in a little bit higher than that. Actually, I got in pretty much at the low. The low was, 96,226. I think my entry was 9,227, if I'm not mistaken. 9,227. So that was the execution. And as you can see, you got to as low as 95.77 or 769. So stop loss was moved to break even. Originally it was up here, and I was like to myself, like, yeah, you know what, cool. And I sort of forgot about it. Then I think it was much later on Friday. I sort of pulled it up. I'm like, oh, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then I saw it do this. So this definitely took me out. This was 96,228. So it actually just took me out. So by a pip. I actually closed this early though. I closed it at 96.182. So because it actually got very close and it was sort of retreating back a little bit, and then I did close out. So I didn't exactly follow my exit rules, which I was a little disappointed about, but eventually it would have struck out anyway, so I would have sort of copped the sweet. And it pulled back again, and then it's pretty erratic, so I won't be taking this as another short next week, I'd say, to be honest. So now let's go to the Euro US dollar, see how that finished. So that actually finished pretty weak, 156 odd level. So this is really, honestly, I'm eyeing this for potential short. And the daily candle, yeah, it's ticking all the boxes. Now on the daily chart, this is not ideal, but overall it is a downward trend. But the past, well, gosh, I mean, late May, so it's 2+ months of sideways price action. The range hasn't been super tight, but it's been, for a trend trader, it's a little tough. Now Connor, my trading buddy from Tasmania, he shorted at the low here, so he's been in this since early June. So we're talking, that's nearly 2 months. But the thing with it though, I see the downside potential a lot more than the upside. And in regards to fundamentals, it seems the US is still pretty strong. And the big headache is the tariff situation, because we've got China firing back with tariffs as well, and it just causes this erratic lack of conviction. And you've just got to be prepared with that, prepared for that. But at the same time, though, if we see a nice little break of the lows here, and it closes near the low, like that sort of candle there, I'll short that. I absolutely will short that. Now, this is going to be a nice quick video. I will do some Camtasia stuff like I did before. Last video, the internet was a little spotty. So I think what I need to do is get a Ethernet socket in the office here. So I'm actually running the Wi-Fi in the office, and I don't think it's really going to cut it. So just because it needs a certain connectivity speed, and to upload the Camtasia video to YouTube with the edits and everything, with the disclaimer at the start. So when you read that disclaimer, that's just to protect me. So you just have to understand that we can get some crazies on YouTube who are like, oh my god, Scott said to short the euro. I decided to, put $1 million into this. I put my house on it. That's why the disclaimer is that you gotta protect yourself, and there are crazies out there. Trust me, I've got nearly 5,000 Twitter followers now, and you get some really strange people just ask questions, and it's just like how do you trade? And it's like, man, it's just and for anyone who asks, like, really don't just jump in the live markets. You really have to not do that, because you'll just lose money. Like, you'll lose money. You might win for like 2 months. I did that when I first started, and luckily I'm very conservative anyway, so I value money, so I didn't just sort of throw it all away. But if you've got like a gambling mentality, you love that excitement, you love the flashing of the lights and the changes and of the bid and the ask and whatever, you just really, on the buy and the sell, I would probably not trade. You have to have a plan. You have to be very diligent as well. So, but yeah, look, the main watch is the euro US dollar as a potential sell trade. The pound as well. Now this strengthened a little bit, I think, because they raised rates, but blah on that. Well, that's a sell as well. Might have been incorrect with my fundamentals there. I do apologize. I'm not a fundamental trader. I am taking it more into consideration though, especially with that USD yen trade. How did the USD? Let's see how the USD yen finished for the week actually. So yeah, that's not the end of the world. I mean, I bought this up here, stopped me out there. So there's actually been 2 trades in August already. So, and what I did I really dimmed down the risk here. So normally it's 2% per trade, but I'm just dimming it down a little bit. I'm treating this like if it was a big account, and honestly, if I had a big account like 100 grand, I wouldn't probably risk 2 grand on a trade. It'd be $1,000. So, yeah. So if we just go back, this is how it's looking so far. So it's negative 0.89%, and for the year so far, it's about 4.5%. So it's it's nothing to write home about. Now, losing trades don't necessarily mean bad trades, but he was really bad. At one point, had 6% unrealized loss. Well, no, not quite. It was like 5.5%, and then the euro US dollar went on a nice little run. That was when I sold it actually. That was quite a month actually, because at one point I was flat for the month because I wrote this down really well, and it was about 5+% unrealized. But I trail it every, it's like a 1R. So if you risk 50 pips, it moves 50 pips in your favor. You move the stop loss, then another 50. So it moved, near. So I risked 2%. It moved over 5%, but I can only move it up to capture 2%. So if it moved to 6, I would have captured 4 and would have been flat for the month. But so I had a really good trade, but then I had a couple of really bad ones as well, and so that reflected a really bad month. That was a really exceptional month. That actually had been more than 4.7. The first 2 trades that I took, the Aussie Kiwi and the Aussie US dollar, I was new to FX trade. So if you are using Oanda FX trade, if you've got questions, please ask me if you're unfamiliar how to place a trade with the units, and I'll go over that. But yeah, so that's how it's looking. So bit of a roller coaster, small loss, but nothing too bad. So that is it, and I will go over the euro US dollar with the edits as well in this video. So thanks for watching, guys, and bye for now.